friends. Good to be back together again this Wednesday night. Getting to meditate with friends is my favorite thing to do, so thank you all for being here. This is going to be a very special bit of a ceremony or an initiation or a crossing of the threshold that we're going to be working with tonight. And it's no accident that you found your way here. Of all the places that you could be, all the things that you could be doing, we have been harnessing the energy of the Palehorse here 2026 as we move out of the year of the snake and the Chinese zodiac. And this year really holds so much potential. So what we're doing is riding that energy and working with the energy of each month. And here in this month of March that we're in, this is the time of connecting with that flow. As we were ending in January, the year of the snake, we were letting go of the things that are no longer serving us. And then we were getting glimpses and seeing sparks of what is to come and that new version of ourselves, that best version of ourselves. I really see this year as a huge catalyst for encouraging us to step into that best version of ourselves possible, to be that this year. And when we make those kind of declarations or aspirations, or we receive those glimpses of the future versions of ourselves, immediately what follows is we start to feel a resistance. So we may have this strong desire, feel the flame of that fire of where we're headed, but then those dragons of resistance show up, and the old version of ourselves shows up and tries to hang on and tries to stay where we are. We see that also globally in the world around us. We are moving into this age of energy. Dwapara Yuga, it's called in India. This cycle that we are in, it's a repeating cycle, and we're always moving through different phases. And we have moved out of the material age, and we are now moving into the energy age proper. And you'll see that in the old version of the world wanting to hang on, trying to keep it, and that's what we see a lot is what's happening, is trying to cling to the old and not allowing the new to come through. And we see that also in our own journeys and our own selves. So tonight, we are standing at a threshold between what we've let go of and where we're going. I heard one of my teachers from Ananda recently talk about how there is, when one door closes, a new one opens. But as the saying goes, but the hallway is hell. Because we've let go of what we were previously and that old comfortable way of doing things, that comfort zone. You let go of that and you're seeing the new version, but you're not quite there yet. So that middle passageway can feel like so disorienting, so turbulent. And I think collectively we're all feeling that. And so what I wanted to do with tonight and for the rest of March is to really let go of that old version of ourselves. And also, just like as the lotus grows out of the mud and becomes this beautiful lotus flower reaching towards the sunlight, as the metaphor of the lotus isn't judging the mud or wishing that there was no mud. It's without the mud, there would be no lotus. And without that previous version of ourselves, there would not be this version of ourselves that knows that we can sit in the silence and go inward and find the joy that we've been looking for. There's not that version of ourselves, even if we have criticisms or we're looking back and wish we did things a different way. I want us tonight to realize that those previous versions of ourselves that led us to where we are now, we should be very grateful. And we should forgive ourselves for all of the things that we wish we would have done differently, because it's all brought us here where we are now. And that's really what happens when we forgive others and we forgive ourselves. Immediately, what I feel is when I truly can forgive someone else, immediately, all of a sudden, I feel so grateful for that person, for what they've shown me and what I have learned from it. Isn't that how it is? You know, when we truly forgive ourselves as well, we can become grateful for everything that we've done. I know Stephen was talking last week, was reminding us about, one of his teachers was talking about how we should be grateful and admire ourselves for all the work that we're doing. So often we get introspection and we look at things and we're thinking, oh, I wish I would have done it a different way. But when we're doing that, actually that's a great gift, you know? When you have an introspection, you look back at your day and you're like, oh, I wish I would have done that or said that or done it differently. Well, wonderful, you're learning, you're growing, you're doing it. That's exactly it. That's insight, introspection, wisdom. And then if we do it better in the future, we're well on our way. And so I want to change the energy of that. It's not looking at these past mistakes, so-called mistakes, or past journeys. And I want us to tell a good story about where we've come from and where we're going. My name is Krishna Chandra, and this is our weekly guided meditation based on the teachings and techniques of Paramhansa Yogananda and the lineage of Kriya Yoga masters that you see on the altar here. I was initiated into Kriya Yoga by my teachers at Ananda Village in California. And if anyone is interested in learning these techniques or learning about Kriya Yoga, please come chat with me about it. It's my favorite thing to share. But I'm also telling everyone here that I'm not trying to convert you to anything. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just creating this space for you to listen to yourself and to be guided by yourself and to be able to realize that joy, peace, calmness, love are always available to us. And when we learn how to become quiet and to listen, to open our hearts, it's always there. That's the good news, that no matter how turbulent this movie of life gets, no matter how difficult it gets, it only takes a moment to become still and to realize that we can feel calmness even in unpeaceful situations. We can feel peace within, and we can feel joy, and we can share that joy with each other. Here in a group meditation like this, there's a lot of field stabilizers here in this space, a lot of people that practice meditation. And being together in a group like this, where we're all doing this together, you can have wonderful things happen. Don't put any limitations on what is possible, no matter how much experience or non-experience that you have. It doesn't matter. It really only takes a moment to sit in the quiet and to receive the blessings of the divine. We are going to be using a few elements for our meditation practice tonight. We're going to be first doing a little bit of stretching, and then we're going to be using some affirmation and a little bit of movement. We're going to be chanting. And I also would like for us tonight to write a letter to our previous self, thanking our previous self for bringing us to this point. And we're going to let go of that former self. We're going to do a meditation that is about healing the grooves of the brain. Yogananda taught this technique of being able to pulverize the past and to welcome the new and to illuminate the new. And that is what we're going to be doing here tonight. This is a very powerful threshold that we're here together, so I'm so glad to see so many of us that have come together tonight. Let's begin by invoking the great masters to be here. You can also, if there are any teachers or deities, guides that you would like to bring into this space. This is a universal gathering here tonight. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, dearest friend, beloved God, great masters of self-realization, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahoshai, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Guru Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, great saints and sages of all traditions, humbly, lovingly, I invoke your presence. Be here with us We stabilize this field and bring your presence into this space. We let go of what is no longer serving us. We are grateful for all that is taken to get here to where we are now, and we welcome this best version of ourselves that we are glimpsing. Help us to move into this new phase of our journey with confidence, with courage, with passion, with love and joy in our hearts, knowing that we will be supported, knowing that we will find what we are seeking if we keep our eyes ever turning on you. Divine Mother, awaken your love in us, then teach us to awaken that love in all. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace. To begin, let us just stretch out our lower backs. We're going to start with Cobra Pose. And as I mentioned, tonight's gathering is really a crossing of a threshold. And in order to do that, in order to step into our new selves, we have to let go of who we were before. And oftentimes as we do that, because that's what is necessary, really this year we almost don't have a choice. No. We have to let go of who we were in order to step into who we are becoming. And when we do that this year, we're going to have such a wonderful, amazing time. We're going to learn so much, we're going to grow, we're going to do new, incredible things that we're passionate about. But if that old self is still there hanging on, we might have these heightened experiences and meditations or plant medicine ceremonies or yoga or sound healing or ice baths, or all these things that we use are great. But if we have these peak experiences and then in a couple of days, a few days later, we just go right back to who we were again, then it's not really sticking. And so what I want to do tonight is to really make a declaration that we're letting go of that past version of ourselves. So take the sheet of paper that you have in front of you. And what I would like you to do is to write a thank you letter. Just take just a few moments here. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, but we're going to write a little thank you letter to yourself, the self that has got you here. All of the things that you've been through, all of the hard things that you've endured that have taken you here. So just take a moment and write a little thank you to that former version of yourself. Think of some of those times when you persevered and you did the hard things and you made it through tough times.
Bless you.
And then when you have a little bit of a list of things that you're thanking yourself for, when you're ready, you can take a moment and write some things that you're forgiving your old self for. You're ready there with that sheet. You can take just a couple more moments with it. When you're ready with it, you can turn it over in a way that you're saying you're putting this behind you. At the end of our time together, we're going to write on the other side of that paper. I'll give you some guidance when we're ready to do that. About you, but I felt it was really good doing that. You know, looking back at yourself and just reading like, oh, look at me, look at all the things that I did to get here. I guess I'm pretty good, pretty cool. You know, you have that for yourself, and so often we just beat ourselves up all the time. But I mean, if you're sitting here in this space right now and you know that going inward is the way to find joy, Yogananda said that it takes very, 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 very good karma to even want to know God. So if you even desire to know God, know that you have been a soul for a long time and you've tried all the other things. And eventually we find ourselves going inward and realizing that this is what we've been looking for, has been with us all along. We're going to sing together. This also helps us energetically. We are vibrating energy. When we sing and chant together, we're connecting with that energy. This is a song, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. This is a song to Ram, which is a word for God in India. There's a great epic story called the Ramayana about a time when God came to earth as a man. And I think that this one is appropriate because we are looking to also become God realized in this life, become the best version of ourselves. So it's good to be aiming at that and to be calling that. So as we sing Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, we're not just worshiping a person or worshiping God, what we're doing is calling for that to be us, for us to become the best version of ourselves in this life. Think about yourself, the best version of yourself with all the qualities that you desire to have. Think about that person. Have that clear in your mind. You can become that in this lifetime. It is really up to us. So when you sing this, let's really be welcoming that highest version of ourselves. We're just making that wonderful evolution here as souls on this journey. So let's sing together Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, 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 Jai Jai Feel the energy of that new becoming, letting go of all resistance. Here as we are moving into our meditation practice together, we are going to be working with moving this energy to the point between the eyebrows, feeling this light that comes in through the medulla oblongata at the base of the brain stem at the back of the skull, this area. When you were born, when your body came into materialization here in the physical world, it began here, and the nervous system springs out from that. And this life force energy is always coming in through the medulla. And what we're doing is simply directing it straight to this point between the eyebrows. In the scientific studies that you may have heard of, where they do studies on monks that have been practicing meditation for a long time, they can see imaging that the energy moves on to the brain and that there can be incredible benefits from that. This is what we're working with tonight when we become silent and quiet, when we call on the divine to move that energy. We're going to be shining this light onto our brains. We're going to be allowing that light to burn up the old traumas, the old habitual thought patterns, the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, maybe complete garbage things that people told us when we were younger that we were hanging on to for some reason. We just think because somebody said that it's true. Or maybe people have misunderstood you and said things about you and you hang on to that and you think that that's who you are. But all this stuff just gets grooved into our brains and we walk around thinking that we are this way. Sometimes, we think if we're downplaying ourselves, that's humility. Bryce and I were talking after meditation last week about how that's ego. If you're having a negative idea of who you are and you're saying, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, or I'm this kind of person, that is your ego. It doesn't always have to be an inflated ego. So we're annihilating and demolishing those aspects that are been lodged in our brain tonight. So I want to open us up to that real possibility of letting it go. And then what we're going to do is shine that light back and create new grooves in the brain so that we can leave here tonight stepping into a new version of ourselves and every day affirming who we are and not going back. Obviously, these things will creep back up on us, but we can continue to stoke that fire daily with affirmations, with meditations, with all of the great practices that we have access to these days. And we're going to continue doing that here together as well. So in our meditation practice tonight, we're going to be using a few techniques. They're all very simple, but very powerful. one of the techniques that we're going to be starting with is very, very tangibly, you can quickly feel what it is to sit in the space between two thoughts. This is called measured breathing or even count breathing. We're going to inhale through the nostrils very slowly to a count of 6, hold the breath to a count of 6, slowly exhale to a count of 6. We're going to be keeping our gaze uplifted to this point between the eyebrows. This is just a gentle lifting of the gaze. You can imagine that you're standing at the edge of an ocean or the Gulf and you're looking out into the water and you see that horizon line. You can imagine the sun setting or rising there, just above the horizon. You can try that now, closing your eyes and just see that horizon line in your mind and just see that setting sun there. This is where it's at. We're just lifting our gaze. This helps us to move into the superconscious realm. If you allow your gaze to lower, which you can do now, allow your gaze to lower down to the ground, down to the floor. You can feel how you become more lethargic, less concentration. In this state, this is where dreams live and where all the visions and things like this, we lower our gaze down into that underworld of the subconscious, and this can become very distracting down below. You can play with that too sometimes purposefully, but in this meditation we're going to be uplifting our gaze to this point so that we can gather that energy here. We have invoked these great masters to be here. They're going to help you to gather the energy and to direct it at the point between your eyebrows and to shine it onto your brain. So know that. You all have guides and inner mentors, or perhaps you have deities that you work with or any saints that you prefer. We're calling on them tonight to do this for us. It's not our ego doing it. It's not because we're so great that we can do it. We are surrendering to this and we're allowing God to do this for us, through our stillness, through our yearning, through our longing to become the best versions of ourselves that we can. So know that that energy, that power is here. We are going to be first relaxing and releasing the tension. We're going to be also moving through some exercises to feel the breath in the nostrils and then in the bridge of the nose and then at the point between the eyebrows. And I'll walk us through the steps of that. And then we're going to be moving into our guided visualization for healing the brain. So to begin, let us sit with our palms upturned at the junction of the legs and the torso, our head parallel to the floor. And if you can sit with your back in a straight line, we're going to be working with energy in this meditation. So if it is possible for you to sit upright, that's recommended. If you just can't do that, it's okay if you need to lay down, but please remember to keep your gaze uplifted so you don't fall asleep and snore through the whole, it's very quiet in here. Oh no, you're snoring. So let us begin now. We're going to be relaxing and releasing the tension in our bodies to begin with. Yogananda said there is no better way to relax the body than what I'm about to show you now. This is a short and long double inhalation, and then we're going to tense all the muscles in the body with a low, medium, high tension in all the muscles, and then we're going to throw the breath out with a we're going to relax, release, and feel. And when you release the tension, that's when the energy pours into your body. You can feel it pouring in through the medulla. So let's practice that here together now with our gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows. Go ahead and take in a normal deep inhalation, breathing in and all the way out. And now, double inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension in all the muscles, vibrating with willingness, and exhale. Relax, release, feel. Again, inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension in all the muscles, vibrating with willingness, and exhale. Relax, release, feel. Last round, inhale and tense. Low, medium, high, just a bit higher, vibrating, and exhale. Relax, release, feeling that energy pouring into the body. Sitting with our backs in a straight line, head parallel to the floor, palms upturned, gaze uplifted just above the horizon line. Now we're going to do a few rounds of even count breathing. Let us throw the breath all the way out. And now, very slowly, through the nostrils, inhale. Hold. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Hold. Slowly exhale. Slowly inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold, keeping the gaze uplifted just above the horizon. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Breathing normally as you just allow that breath to come and go naturally, as if the breath were like waves on the seashore. You're just noticing that breath coming up onto the shore, turning around, going back out into the ocean, becoming more and more relaxed with each breath. In meditation, we simply want to allow the body to relax, and to have a single pointed focus together. So, as you breathe, begin to notice the sensation of the breath in the nostrils. Noticing that the breath there feels a bit cool on the inhale. Slightly warm on the exhale. Relax your body and simply notice the cool and warm sensations of the breath coming and going in the nostrils. Allowing yourself to become more and more relaxed with each breath. Anything that you're feeling in the body, just feel it as sensations and let it go. When we bring our attention to this single point, we can let go of these bodily sensations. As you become more and more relaxed, let us move this sensation of the breath now up from the nostrils, up to the bridge of the nose, where the nose meets the skull. Feel now that the cool and warm sensations of the breath are coming and going from the bridge of the nose. And as you become more and more relaxed with each breath, yet more and more focused, more and more enthusiasm, let us move this sensation now up from the bridge of the nose, up to the point between the eyebrows. Feel now that the cool and warm sensations of the breath are coming and going from the spiritual eye at the point between the eyebrows. Lifting your gaze to this point, there at the horizon, just above the horizon, lifting your gaze and feeling now the cool and warm sensations of the breath are coming and going from the point between the eyebrows. Continuing to feel the cool and warm sensations there, with the gaze uplifted, we are allowing this energy to begin gathering here at the spiritual eye. We are calling on the divine to help us. These great masters of Kriya Yoga are here with us, directing this energy, this light, to this point between the eyebrows as we relax, as we feel, as we let go of all of our cares and worries. We've carved out this time for ourselves. We've closed this door behind us. In this space, we are free from all worries. We're on a worry fast. The best thing that we can be doing for ourselves right now is to feel cool and warm sensations at the point between the eyebrows, to be lifting our gaze to this point and allowing the energy to gather there. Nothing more important, nothing more fascinating or beneficial to our life, to all the things and the desires and aspirations that we have to become the best versions of ourselves. Let us do this now, knowing that mighty forces are here with us, directing the energy at the point between the eyebrows. The power of God within you is doing it. Have that faith. We need devotion for this healing practice. We need to have this faith, have this deep yearning, gathering all of this energy at the point between the eyebrows. We are drawing this life force energy to a focus point here at the spiritual eye. We feel this life force energy entering through the base of the brain, going through the brain to the spiritual eye. And this spiritual eye now acts as a mirror, reflecting this light, this energy like a beam of light is now shining back towards you. You lift your gaze to this point and you are looking into this light that is shining back onto the brain. This light has been transformed into a laser beam of blazing light. And we are harnessing this light and we are shining this laser beam back onto our brains. See and feel this light moving like a torch in the darkness, right and left, up and down, scorching, finding the seeds of karma that have formed as grooves in the brain. These grooves in the brain are the origin of whatever present discomfort that you may feel. Maybe we are affected by obsessive thoughts which hurt us, which distract us, which consume us. Maybe we are affected by a tendency to lose self-esteem, to have limiting beliefs about our abilities. To believe that we can't follow our passions. Believe that we won't be supported when we follow our hearts. Perhaps we have old habitual tendencies, habits that are not serving us. All of this is grooved in our brains. Maybe there are past painful events, memories of traumas which are chasing us. And we cannot get rid of the compulsive habits to go back to those memories. All this is grooved in your brain. Maybe people have wronged us or hurt us. And we can't stop thinking about conversations that we've had, and we can't stop thinking about people that have hurt us and what we would say. All of this is grooved in our brains. Just in the way that we have forgiven ourselves for all of the things that we regret, the weaknesses that we have. We can call on the divine now to forgive everyone who has hurt us. We can use this light, shine it onto our brains, to let go of all that we've been holding on to, just because it's grooved in the brain and we keep repeating it. Now, from above, you enter with this fiery, blazing torch of light, illuminating the very brain cells where these grooves were cut, perhaps very long ago. See this light like a torch, burning those brain cells, burning, cauterizing, pulverizing, Yogananda says. Sweep this torch up and down, back and forth, finding all of the grooves in the brain and healing them now with this light. Now that we have swept this light over our brain, we begin to feel the divine memory of all past flowing into our awareness. And now, in this turbulence of all of this memory flooding into our awareness, let us pulverize all mental records of accidents of whatever sort, physical, emotional, fears of past, mental and physical experiences, painful events, operations, bereavements, quarrels with others, depressed experiences, past sinful habits, and thoughts of unkindness toward others, or fears about the future, or worrying about anything in the past, or times when others have hurt us. See this light, this laser beam burning all of those records wherever they are present in your brain. Feel this light where it needs to go. It is finding those areas, those records in your brain. It is pulverizing those records and burning them up. And now, see this light now substituting those brain cells, those old programs. habitual thought patterns that have been running, previous habitual thought patterns running like computer code in our brain are being annihilated and restored, transmuted. Transmuted now with opposite qualities, opposite good habits, opposite positive thoughts, opposite good tendencies, luminous, uplifting, and uplifted. Send this light now throughout your body. Wherever you know that there is a physical problem, these physical problems have originated exactly by the conditions in your brain. Conditions in the body start as conditions in the brain. So as these areas are now restored and rejuvenated and transmuted, send this light to the areas of your body where you feel pain, where you have a condition. Send this light there, and again, see this light burning, pulverizing, cauterizing, and transmuting, rejuvenating, restoring, healing. This laser is healing light, healing your body, allowing all past versions of yourselves, all pain, let it go as this light rejuvenates your body. You may have been hanging on to this pain your whole life. Let it go now in this moment as this healing light rejuvenates your body, nourishing it. And now, begin to send this light to your heart for whatever sorrow, whatever grief, whatever emotional hurt from memories of past painful events that you could not overcome. See this light now reaching those memories, reaching those hurts, reaching those sorrows, those griefs, transmuting them into light, healing you. Everything is energy. Every emotion that we feel in the heart is simply energy. We decide to stop feeling it as pain, as negativity. Begin to feel that emotion in your heart. Begin to feel it as peace, as calmness, even joy. Allow this light going deeper and deeper into all of the levels of your heart, sending this light to every closed room and corridor of the heart. Wherever there is light, the darkness cannot exist, and there may be areas of your heart that have been closed to the light for ages, for lifetimes. See this light moving into all of those closed doors, opening them and shining light into the heart. One room after another, and whatever form of disease, Yogananda calls it darkness, send this light into the heart. It opens the doors and the chambers of darkness of pains that have been held for ages, and it heals them. lifting our gaze to the point between the eyebrows. Feeling this energy rising up through the chakras. Taking a deep breath as if you were breathing in through your heart. Hold the breath. Feel a swirling, glowing ball of light energy, a vortice of light in the heart, spinning, radiating. Your heart is now radiating with light. Feel that doorway of the heart chakra. That doorway opens and that light beams up through your heart and now gathering in the throat chakra. Feel that light now in the throat chakra, spinning, whirling, cleansing, nourishing. That doorway of the throat opens and that light beams up from the throat, up into the base of the brain, gathering there. This area at the base of the brain is known to the yogis as the mouth of God. This is where the life force enters. Feel that life force gathering, that mouth of God opening. Now feel that doorway opening and this light is beaming directly through the brain to the point between the eyebrows. 3 exhales from that point. Breathing normally with your gaze laser focused now at this point between the eyebrows. Relaxing, allowing the body to relax. Gaze uplifted to this point, feeling this nourished body, this clear mind. Single pointed focus at the point between the eyebrows as the body relaxes. Be here right now. Let us gather together, children, as children together. The great masters are here with us, and our Divine Mother is here with us. She is right there behind your closed eyes. Yogananda tells us at this point between the eyebrows is our spiritual broadcasting station. We can broadcast our sacred demands to the infinite. We are calling on our Divine Mother now to be here with us, to celebrate with us. So with your gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, let us use this broadcasting station knowing that she is right there behind your closed eyes. Begin to mentally call out to her as a child who wants to desperately be with their mother. Call out to her mentally, reveal thyself, reveal thyself. This moment, find your concentration, let go of all distractions, send it, reveal thyself, reveal thyself. She's receiving this broadcast, so happy that our children are here together, paying attention to her and beginning to notice. As you begin to notice a feeling, a vibration, a sensation, anything that you can feel right now in this new shining heart center. Begin to feel a vibration now in this heart center, a vibration of energy. Beginning to feel that vibration growing stronger and stronger and stronger. Sending rippling waves of energy throughout your body, nourishing the body, cleansing, healing. rejuvenating. Feel your hands tingling with this life force energy. Feel that energy moving up through your palms, feeling it in your palms, feeling this energy moving up your forearms, into your biceps and triceps. Feel this energy as communion with your Divine Mother, as this energy is moving into your shoulders. If you can't feel it, just imagine it, feeling this energy moving now into your heart center, knowing that it is there. Begin to notice now that this vibration, this energy in the heart center, sitting with your back in a straight line, your head parallel to the floor, relaxing the body, beginning to notice that this feeling in the heart center now has the divine quality of peace. It's like the peace of the night sky, the peace of vast space, a peace that passeth all understanding, goes beyond language. This new version of yourself feels this peace without resistance. As this peace washes over you, we begin to feel the infinite space within our own bodies. Yogananda tells us that God's body is space. If we want to feel God, then feel the infinite space within your own body and the infinite space all around. Begin to imagine and feel that there is 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space in front of you. As your consciousness expands forward, 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space behind you. Expanding. 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space to your left. Let your consciousness expand with it. 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space to your right. 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space below you. You are safe, held within this embrace of the divine energy, 1,000,000 miles of expanding clear space above you. Allowing your consciousness to expand at the speed of light in all directions. Allowing your consciousness to expand to the furthest boundaries of eternity, where I, the cosmic sea, watch the little ego floating in me. Allowing all the heartstrings that have tied us to delusion in the past. Take now this golden sword and cut away all of those heartstrings, all of those limitations. To see those cords being cut, letting go of all that is holding us into the past, keeping us from moving forward, keeping us from stepping into our evolution. We are expanding and rising. Nothing is holding us back. Light and free. With the gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, feeling this lightness, feeling this freedom. The gaze uplifted, let's continue using that spiritual broadcasting station. We are fully connected with our Divine Mother. The space is in coherence, the field is stabilized. Calling to her, reveal thyself, reveal thyself. Gaze uplifted, now feeling in the heart. Begin to feel that the heart center is like a lotus bud. And that lotus bud is opening its petals wide and turning upwards to receive the light of the divine that is pouring into that heart center. Feel that light pouring in. That light is growing brighter and brighter and brighter and so bright that the edges of your body now blur with the infinite light and space in all directions. You are center everywhere, circumference nowhere. Feeling the center of the universe here in the heart center, begin to notice that this feeling in the heart center now has the divine quality of calmness. Calmness differs from peace because calmness is dynamic. This castle of calmness is with us at any time, anywhere, and everywhere. All we need to do is to become aware in the present moment, to notice the breath. Lift your gaze up to the point between the eyebrows. Feel the cool and warm sensations of the breath, the point between the eyebrows. Feel the calmness in your heart. Allow the divine to open your heart. Allow the resistance to fade. Relax. No failure, no disappointment, no misunderstanding from others can take this calmness away from us. This is how we know that we are communing with God. Yogananda tells us that calmness is invincibility. And that with calmness, we can stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. We never need to be afraid. When we're calm, we make good decisions. When we're calm, we step forward with perfect faith in the power of the omnipresent goodness to bring us what we need at the time we need it. We welcome everything that comes to us as an opportunity for further growth. We know that this is God's movie, and nothing comes to destroy us but to strengthen our powers. And when we remember this and we realize this, that we came here on purpose and that we came from joy, we came here for joy, and in sacred joy we melt again. We begin to commune with the divine as Satchit Ananda, consciousness, truth, bliss. And consciousness of this truth is bliss. With our gaze uplifted, with our bodies relaxed, with our hearts open, we begin to feel this even-minded cheerfulness and this joy beginning to pour into our hearts. This joy is pouring into our hearts and filling our being. Every fiber of our being is now buzzing with blissful energy. Our bodies are healed, our hearts are healed, our brains are healed. And we feel this blissful joy. And we begin to feel a smile spreading across our hearts, a smile spreading across our throats, a smile spreading across our mouth, a smile spreading across our brow. Feeling that energy moving up from up through the chakras, up, gathering again at the point between the eyebrows. In India, a word for God is Satchit Ananda, which Yogananda describes as ever existing, ever conscious, ever new bliss. This is what you really are. This entire universe is a manifestation of bliss. Because the nature of joy is to want to share itself with another. The primal force of all creation is bliss. And that primal one wanted to share itself with another. And in that yearning to share bliss, the one became two. And this is the origin of love. Swami Kriyananda tells us that love is bliss in motion. The two are our Heavenly Father and our Divine Mother, and from them all of the universe, all of the brothers and sisters, all beings were birthed. Yogananda tells us that God has everything, but not our love unless we freely offer it. We open our hearts and we feel this joy pouring into our hearts and into our beings, and we can share that joy with our loved ones, with our families, with our friends, with each other here now. We can stabilize fields of energy. We can make this world a more peaceful place. Allowing this joy within your heart, allowing that joy to emanate out from your heart, out around your body. That joy is filling this room with joyful, blissful, divine, heavenly bliss energy. Bathe in it. Feel this love. Feel this love, blessing this space so that when people come here, they can feel it. Place of friendship, place of joy, of learning, growing, nourishing one another, of community, helping each other, wanting what's best for each other, letting go of all petty quarrels, forgiving ourselves and everyone. We allow this light to expand out over the building, blessing this space. So grateful to have places we can come to meditate and gather together as this light expands out over the neighborhood, out into the city, blessing the city. This light is expanding out over our state, blessing our state. This light is expanding over the waters and out to the entire United States. All those with receptive hearts in our country are feeling nourished by this light. There are so many great souls that have come here during this time to uplift the vibration, to move into this new age of energy, to let go of all of the things that are holding this world back. All receptive hearts are feeling nourished, clarity and wisdom for the minds, energy for the body, vitality for the body, joy for the soul, wisdom and aha moments to make this world a better place, great ideas of how to bring our country into a place of brotherly and sisterly love for all of the other beings on this planet, gathered with all of the light warriors in our country. We let this light energy emanate out from our hearts as we send peace over the oceans, nourishing the waters. To all of our brothers and sisters and beings in all other countries around the world, we send this vibration of peace and harmony. All receptive hearts are feeling nourished by this light and joining together with us, feeling one, seeing all these points of light all over our planet as this light radiates out from our hearts, forming a sphere of light around Mother Earth, rainbow glowing iridescent light swirling around her, calming her down, nourishing her, healing her. Taking a deep breath, sigh it out. Mother Earth, heal, relax. Your children want peace. We are ready to step into the spiral of the new earth. We welcome everything that comes, all turbulence we know is bringing us toward a greater, beautiful earth where we are more connected, more peaceful, more compassionate, following our hearts, doing the things that we enjoy, helping one another, spreading positivity instead of fear. Now, with our palms together in front of our hearts, let us join together as light warriors all over the planet, repeating this prayer out loud after me, and then we'll rub our palms together and we'll raise our palms and we'll chant Om 3 times as this energy emanates out from our hearts, out through our arms, out through our palms, and fills this universe, this multiverse with this light energy. Repeating after me. Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art in all thy children.
Thou art in all thy children.
Manifest thy healing presence.
Manifest thy healing presence.
In all bodies.
In all bodies.
All minds.
All minds.
All souls.
In all souls.
Rubbing the palms together. Feeling this warm magnetic energy in the palms, lifting your gaze up to that point between the eyebrows, just above the horizon line, taking in a deep breath. Palms up. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Here in the moments, in the afterglow of our meditation together, keeping your gaze uplifted, relaxing the body. Let us now commune with the Heavenly Father, the great dreamer of this dream reality, the great director of this entire cosmic movie. All these politicians and CEOs think they're running things, but they're all puppets being played by the divine, and we are going in cycles. It's his movie. It's his show. The great director. Take a moment now. Behind now, in the green room with the director. What do you want your character to be as you step forward, step out of these doors? Who do you want to be? What qualities do you want to have? Demand it. Say, I'm tired of that old version of me. I don't like watching that anymore. Who do you want to be? See it and demand it. The director has heard your command. Stoke this fire every day, every morning, every night, all day long. Let's keep reminding each other. Stepping into this new version of ourselves, thanking the great director for the mud that has gotten us here, thanking our past version of ourselves. Take that piece of paper now, that past version of yourself, and tear it into pieces. Keep those with you and go and at some point take them home and burn them. I think that would probably be the best way to do it. Take them with you and have a little ceremony when you go home because you'll remember again. Light a little fire safely and burn that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace. Joy to you, friends. Welcome to the new version of yourself.